Welcome back, everyone. Today I have another video. We are back. I've been taking a long break from playing One Piece and some card games in general. I mean, I've been playing Lorcana. I've been trying to get into the tournament so we can attempt to win a Mickey and try to make some money there. I'm still playing One Piece, of course. I'm still playing DVS. But I mean, I just wanted to take a break. I mean, it's too much work, and I had been like not taking care of like some other aspects in my life, so I just needed a break. I might have even though I'm coming back, I'm not probably gonna stick to that schedule of every day posting a video. It's probably gonna be like every 1 or 2 days, cause it's just hard. It's just a lot of work, and I have a full time job. I have friends and family that I have to also interact with. So it's just a lot of things that it makes it really difficult to keep doing this every day, of course. But I still want to. It's OP7, so it's time to just explore the new format. I do have fun doing this. And the first deck that I'm gonna play is gonna be probably one of the strongest decks of this format coming up. Rob Lucci. It has a really easy way removing anything because the leader inherently gives you like graveyard, and it gives you remove cost reductions, and it gives you a lot of synergies for free, so a lot of your cards work very easily. Now that we don't have eruption anymore, we do get a tempest kick, and one of the probably the reason to play this leader is because you get a tempest kick in your deck, of course. It has some restrictions. You have to have 10 or more cards in the deck, which is a little bit anti-synergistic with the cards that you have on deck, because you're playing Rob Lucci, you're playing Kaku. These cards are really reliant on having a graveyard that you can send back to your deck, so early on is not gonna be the best card. However, later into the game, when you need to remove an 8 drop, a 9 drop, or whatever else is on the field, this card plus the field spell will allow you to remove anything pretty much. So those are two like the cards that you need to have in combination to remove the later cards on the game. So that's why you still need to play like a full playset of Tempest. At worst, this is just a draw one card, which if you draw too many of them in the early game, you should just cycle them on, of course. Another card that I want to play more, probably it should be probably like a 3-2-2 split. Is another Stussy. I think the deck now wants to go first more than ever. And Stussy fills that curve very well, because you can do a 7 into a turn 7 play into a 9, and then you remove anything pretty much. You can also do another 8 drop. That's why it's just like a weird gimmick with this card, but it's just very strong for her ability, because it removes anything, and against blue decks specifically it's very nice, because you don't need to have like the Tempest Kick, or you don't need to have the minusing ability. You can just develop something else and at the same time remove something out of the opponent's board. So definitely very important for the deck. Also, you get a Sabo. Sabo is an incredible card, another A drop that is incredibly busted for black, because it kills 2 cards, a 5 and a 3, and with so much cost reduction, you can just kill 2 things very easily. So this is another card that I don't know why they keep giving the black more support, that it just keeps making it better. Hopefully they start printing some cards like with green that have some removal protection, because it's just needed at this point. Black has too many tools to keep removing cards, and that makes it really difficult to keep for the other colors to keep up with it. At this point, it's just too many good options, and you're just playing the best cards of it, that you can play, of course. We're playing 2 Brooks. It probably should be 3, to be honest. It should be just one of this guy, 3 Brooks, because this one is a very good early game play. Being able to use the leader, especially if you're going first, whatever they play on turn 1 going second, you're able to remove it, because the leader plus Brook is just -2, and then from there on you have a consistent -1 ability, or something that will allow you to, in conjunction with something else, remove with the Brook. So I think a 3 split on Brood, 3-1 on this guy is fine. This guy is decent, but it's more like a late game card where you can bring it back with Rebecca, and then you can bring Rebecca, this guy, and then a Rob Lucci or something else like that. That's like where you want to use this guy the most. But yeah, I mean, it's more like my like niche. It's better to have it on grave, and then if you have that play, you have that option. It's better. Kaku very important if you're going first because you can remove anything pretty much early game. Very good for that reason. She's most than likely like a 2K counter usually most of the time, but I mean she's there of course. Spatnam, very important to fill your graveyard and at the same time search for the options, the Stussies, and all the cards that you need to search, of course. Sabo, very important for this deck actually. Being able to, if you don't have something else, just draw 2 cards, discard 2. Fills your graveyard, allows you to get the cards for Tempest Kick, and protects your board for a turn. I think it should be like a 4 actually. It could be a 4. Also, Rebecca is very good. It just allows you to, it gives you that extra push so you can keep going every time. You can buy back a Kaku, you can buy back Rob Lucci. It's just the possibilities are endless with Rebecca. I think she's just very good with Gecko Moria, and definitely the reason to play more here. The field spell again, it could be a 4 of 2. You don't really not want to see this card, but it's sometimes like it's not searchable, and more than if you have more than one in hand, it's really a brick because the only way that you have to get rid of it is either a Sabo or a one of the 2 Sabos is the only way to get rid of them. So it's a very bricky card. So playing 4 seems a little bit excessive, but it's very important too for your strategy. So take it as you will, of course. Another card that we got was the Kaku, which it's more like cost reduction. It helps with like if you have a Rob Lucci, you have a Kaku, you have the fields, but you can use it in combination to be able to KO something big, which is very good. And it's a 2K counter, so you can never go wrong with that card, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. I mean, I'm playing some Hell Maples to go with the Gecko Moria and some extra like cost reduction. I'm playing some Tachigis. And at the likes, it's just a 2K counter that sometimes can also serve as a -2 cost reduction. So the deck is pretty simple. It's not something that we haven't seen before, but I think it's just very strong because it has just more than now. It's not only Gecko Moria, but it's also Sabo. It's also Stussy. Like there's a lot of cards that just synergizes very well with the leader, and it just keeps making black very oppressive. Against some other decks that are just don't have the resources to deal with this. It could be beaten, of course, but definitely is one of the strongest decks that's gonna come out against the next format, of course. Like something like Sabo is gonna have a hard time against this deck because you're always gonna be able to find your Kakus and your Lushis, and they're fairly difficult cards to get rid of. And then at some point, this Sabo is just gonna be extremely broken against them. So it is what it is. Sometimes decks are designed that way, and we have to deal with them. But yeah, I mean, let's go to some gameplay. And a huge thanks to Car Market for sponsoring this video. All right, let's play against some Yamato. We're going first, and this hand is pretty... it's okay. No, it's not even that good. I would like to have some maybe... And you can see I played 3 of this card, but I mean 2 of this card, but as I said on the intro, I probably should cut this one down to 1 and play another Brook, because Brook is better in the early game, and I think that's what this deck is lacking more than anything, just a better early game. So playing 2 of this CP guy, the 3-drop, he's decent because you can have some combos with Rebecca and be able to play 2 4-drops out of like a Gecko Moria. So you can do some crazy stuff with him, but that's mostly late game plays because you need like a really big graveyards to be able to do that. So I think like a 1-off is just good enough. You're gonna mill enough cards to, if you have it there, is good. If you don't have it there, is fine. And incidentally, I was able to play around this card, the Samurai that draws 2 cards, because I have 2 attackers for their Otamas now, so that's pretty good for me. Definitely gonna start using this ability here. Keep milling cards. Now he didn't develop anything this turn, so that's fine with me. I'm able to destroy this 2, so he won't be able to draw another 2 cards. And I'm definitely gonna play the blocker here because he either gonna attack me for a big number and I get to block it, or he's gonna attack for a mediocre number and I'm gonna be able to block it and combo on top of that. So very important for that. Maybe I shouldn't have get rid of 1 2K counter. Maybe Stussy is a little bit ambitious for this matchup. But I mean, it's a possibility. I have. I was also thinking about maybe they play the A drop kid, something that I have to deal with, maybe. So very important to have answers for that. But I mean, again, those are options that you have, and I mean, that's the decision that I took. This play is fine. He used a Hiyori, which means that the third card probably is a what's her name? Okikuniju? What her name? Whatever. The ones that plays for free. If that's the case, I don't want to attack that one this turn. I don't want to have to deal with that one this turn. And I do want to remove everything that he can play. That includes this blocker here. And I do want to be done efficient, but against this leader, playing the Rob Lucci is better because I want to keep as much counter as possible. So yeah, definitely that's what I'm going to go with this one. Getting cards into the grave. I mean, we already have enough here, so it shouldn't be an issue. Next turn, we are going to either play a Stushi to remove whatever play he makes here, or we're going to play a Gecko Moria, depending on, again, depends on the play that he's going to do. Again, the next card that is going to be played is likely to be Okikuniju. I think that's her name. And if that's the case, I have to try to play around it. It is looking like a good Stushi game here. I mean, yeah, attack for next turn. I also kind of would like to play Gecko Moria to get a blocker and more counter into my hand. That's also a decent option here. So, I mean, I have options. It's just, what am I going to do? I mean, I have Rebecca's that I can play here. Maybe, I mean, Stushi is a little bit ambitious still in this matchup. I don't think I'm going to need her, to be honest. So I do like the defense that Gecko Moria can provide here and allow me to refill the hand a little bit here too. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Let's see if he takes this one. He does. Okay, so yeah, as we were expecting, that one was the Kikunuju. I'm sorry, that's what I was trying to say. And then I get to attack for 7 here. Play Gecko and develop the Rebecca. Yeah, here. Just get a 2K counter back and call it a day. He's gonna be able to attack with 3 cards. Maybe he plays a Hody Jones. That would be like worst case scenario. But then if he plays a Hody Jones and he doesn't kill me, I'm able to retaliate back. I'm maybe able to kill him. So the only card that I don't want to see, honestly, right now would be Hody Jones. That's the only card that I will be a little bit scared of. I guess A-Drop Kid with the other guy protection could also be a really bad card for me, but we'll have to see, I guess. At least I'm going to be able to play maybe a Stushi and we'll see what happens. Okay, no, he didn't play the A-drop and I get to block and I could take this one. But not Reason 2. And I don't think I need the removal that much. I think the blockers here from here on are more important. Okay, so I get to block and combo a 2K counter here. That is fine. What is he going to play? Another of the blocker? He plays another of the blocker. Okay, Sabo. Interesting. Again, I have options, I guess. Let's see if he wants to defend this 7-drop. Because he didn't, I mean, I guess I can now deal with the... Oh, I should have attacked with this one first. Maybe with Rob Lucci first, I should have attacked. Because in case he plays the Okikoniju, I'm able to remove it with the Sabo. So yeah, I messed up the order here. I should have attacked with Rob Lucci second. I mean first, and then with the other guy. But because he did this, I guess I can just... remove the blocker, not attacking to the Kikuniju. And if he attacks my leader with a big number, I have the Sabo. and that's it really. I can just buy it back next turn. I have two big guys, and then I don't have to be that worried about an 8-drop kid here, because I have two good attackers into it. So, and I have the Sabo too, which is incidentally very good against that card, because I think if I kill the 8-drop and the 2-drop, I'm able to deal with both at the same time. So probably why people are not playing that combo anymore in Yamato, if anything, because it just kind of dies to Sabo. So that'll be really terrible, of course. And yeah, really difficult. I mean, he can play a Hori Jones here, which he doesn't. He plays the Onami, taps my guy, which whatever. Okay, draws 2 cards. I mean, okay. Attacks for a big number. I'm just gonna able to block here. And here I'm just gonna apply the pressure, apply the pain here. Attacking to the leader. Attacking to the leader. Attacking to the leader here. And I don't think there's nothing that can save him here, because I'm gonna play the Rebecca and draw 2 cards here. With a Sabo, I think is the best choice. I guess I can get another Rebecca, but I mean, this is fine. Sabo is also good. Yeah, I got us into the same amount of counters, so it's fine. It applies another blocker. So yeah, I don't think there is even a Hori Jones here doesn't save him. I think he can tap both, but he needs to connect with the double strike, and I have just enough counters to where that's not gonna be the case, and then he's gonna be at 0 life, and an all-in attack with anything should be enough to win the game. So yeah, I mean, that was the game, I guess. Okay, and we're gonna play against Perona. I think this matchup will be a lot about going second. Whoever can go second is gonna have a favor advantage. I think Perona can really hold her own, but going second, you're one less card in hand. She can tap your guys and attack them. It's a much more fierce leader going second for sure. And not only that, you can play Sabo on curve with Perona. So there's a lot of advantages to playing Perona going first, of course. So yeah, definitely something to watch out for. I cannot remove both Momonosukes here with Rob Lucci because I don't have cards in hand. So I'm just gonna cycle some cards. Probably shouldn't have this card, the Sabo, because that is an important card in this matchup. However, yeah, like here I can just play a Sabo, and later on I could have played a Sabo too. But we're just gonna, I guess we're just gonna attack and try to maybe develop a Kaku here to destroy the Momonosuke. 5 costs are good to play against this leader. I mean, they're better than any other because we don't have greater option anymore. The only way that they can reduce the cost is by using actual resources like an Ice Age or a Zuru or something like example number 1. So that eats at their resources a lot, and it's better than just letting them tap it and attack and play this guy and KO it for free, right? From here, I assume he's not gonna attack with Borsellino. He's just gonna keep using it on defense. Very annoying, very obnoxious, but I mean, nothing that we can really do here. I think I want to develop multiple guys because next turn he won't be able to play. No, yeah, he will be able to play the Sabo, but I really cannot play around this Sabo. So if he has it, I mean, it's a problem. I also want to... It's really bad because if he does have something like... something like... whatchamacallit? If he does have something like a Gecko Moria, it could be really bad if I KO this Ryoma, because he can get it back. He can... Maybe shouldn't even have destroyed the Zoro, to be honest. Maybe I was a little bit trigger happy there, because then he can use like a Gecko Moria to get the Zoro back and get the Ryuma. So definitely a slight misplay on my end. I can really be behind if he plays one of the big 8-drops that I mean, one of the black A drops, either Sabo or Gecko Moria, will be really bad for me here, as he will be the first one to do so, and I don't have an A drop to just answer back. He's plays the 9 drop Zoro. I mean, this one, if it survives, is really bad for me. But I mean, thankfully, this deck can deal with this guy fairly easy. So it's not. I mean, if he didn't have any other play, this one was kind of a weak one, as it really didn't do much. I do have to deal with it, but I cannot really want to play a Sabo. I'm trying to look up a way to play a Sabo and remove the Zoro at the same time. And there is a way, but I also want to pressure a little bit. The main issue here being that I don't have enough cards in my graveyard to activate the Tempest Kick. That has been like the biggest issue here. So I'm probably gonna have to play a Kaku, use a -3 ability, and then play like both Kakus, so I'm able to just deal with his stuff. Like that's the slight problem with the new eruption. Like it's not as good as the old one, which allow you to use the eruption at any point. Here, if you don't have 10 cards in grave, you're not gonna be able to use it. So it does have some restrictions. It's not as good as the old eruption, but at least it's something that we can do, right? Is the option that we have, of course. Then I have a decent enough board. But again, I'm scared of any of the airdrops here that he can play and get a lot of value. If he doesn't find them soon, then I feel confident. Okay, this was an important turn to find out those cards, because now next turn I should be able to develop a Sabo, and then those cards don't matter anymore. So then, I mean, not that they don't matter anymore. It's just that they're gonna be less impactful here on this turn. So I attack for 6k because I want to poke and see if he defends this Borsalino. Probably shouldn't, because he's gonna take all your hand, and then you're gonna be playing really, like, I mean, it's a good card to keep, but I don't know if it's worth giving me your hand for that. So being that the case, then I can just attack for -1. He's not gonna block. We get to play then Rebecca and maybe Rob Lucci too, so I can develop some pressure so I can attack next turn. Rob Lucci Sabo would have been a good choice, but Sabo here is also fine. Get rid of one of the Tempest Kick. Although now I should be able to use them, but I don't think he's gonna play anything into that is gonna be useful. But at the very worst, I can at least use them to cycle them, so I can see new cards. So I think that was my logic behind this. I have enough removal with Sabo and Kaku, so it's not like a problem here. He's gonna be able to tap my Rebecca, attack my Kaku probably. One of his better options. And he's just gonna go for attacking my guy for all the remaining of the dawn, which I'm fine with. I drew another Rebecca, so that gives me a lot of game. I could play the Sabo for no value, and that is an interesting play. Let's see if he wants to block with one of these 6 drops. He does. Okay, so that allows me to attack them, which is good. And yeah, I'm just gonna play Sabo and let him go. Now I have Rebecca and Kaku on defense, so one protects the other, I guess you could say. Because if he taps the Rebecca, well, I mean, I don't have to block with her. But if he taps the Kaku, I can block with Rebecca, so I have multiple options there. He can still develop something like a Sabo and be very obnoxious this turn, definitely. And that's exactly what he does. So I still don't have much of a pressure at the moment. But that's okay, I guess. And I definitely want to block with Rebecca, because I'm not going to have too many chances to block with her against this leader. But now is when the Tempest Cakes will come into play, because I'm going to be able to remove this Sabo fairly easy. And maybe develop something else. I could space a Spatnum too. And I'm gonna use this 5k attack to see if he blocks with the Borsalino. He didn't block with the Borsalino, which means that I'm able to attack for a big number, and he either blocks and give me cards from hand, or he is gonna go to 1. I mean, go to 0. And that's just great for me too as well. And now that he blocked and I'm able to remove 2 cards here, then he has a completely 0 cards on board. So only card that scares me is another Sabo, or a Gecko Moria again. But I mean, a Gecko Moria can only probably deal with one of them, not with both. So this gives me the opportunity to maybe go for game next turn, depending on what he does. So I mean, it's up to whatever he does, of course. He plays Belmare, okay. Interesting card for this leader, but I guess it works. It gives a -1, and it pumps the leader. It's not terrible, I guess. It's not a bad card, and he's using it in conjunction with a Gecko Moria. So it's like a pseudo eruption, I guess you could say. I mean, not as good, of course. He doesn't draw a card, but you get the concept, of course. He will be able to kill Kaku here. And then I think I will I mean, he's attacking for 7 at my other Kaku. So I think I should combo to this one, because this is like the best opportunity that I have before he starts playing some blockers. Now this Sabo is something that could actually be really good for me here. But I think I should try to push for game. So I'm going to attack for a big number here, 9. And if he doesn't combo out of this one, I'll just go for game. But he does combo out of this one. So that gives me a different opportunity here to clear his board. I mean, I don't have to necessarily clear his board. I can just deal with the Gecko Moria, which is going to be fairly easy. And I can just play the Rob Lucci, I guess. He has 1 card in hand. Best that he can be is another Gecko Moria. And if it's a Gecko Moria again, I think I can deal with it with my Sabo. So that should be okay for me to deal with. So let's see what it is. It's an Otama. Okay, Otama doesn't do much. He got a Ryuma. Okay, so he's likely be able to remove my board and attack my leader. But that's fine. Ryuma is not a concern to me. If he would have played a Sabo here, then I would be a little bit concerned. But he didn't, so I'm able to remove his board and attack him for 7, put him to 0 probably. And yeah, from there, it's going to be really difficult for him to win. I think I still need to get some cards into the grave. And then, yeah, I mean, here, just remove this too. Brook being like the weakest card in my hand, I think. And because I can buy it back with Rebecca. And then from here, I still have 2 life. Very difficult to actually go for game here. He's going to tap it, maybe remove it, but he needs to be removable on a blocker. And even then, yeah, no, it's not. So yeah, I mean, we get the game there in the final stretch, and yeah, I mean, the deck worked as I was intended to. All right, and we're gonna go against a Boa. This matchup should be fairly okay. I think going first is very big in this matchup. They do have a good going second curve if they have a Jinbei and they can develop multiple bodies. I'm not gonna be able to deal with them that easily. I do have a Brook, which is gonna help definitely, but I don't have whatchamacallit, a Kaku, so I can deal with one of them. So let's see what happens here. He is gonna play Jinbei, he's gonna play Moria and get back the 2k counter. So that's like kind of best case scenario for him. Being able to defend and keep up your hand size is pretty good. I was not gonna be that Kaku would have been really good for me, but I could attack with the Brook, remove one of them with a Rob Lucci. I don't think ultimately that's gonna help me, so I'm gonna get a Kaku back, and I'm just gonna play a Rebecca and pass. He could play a Boa Hancock here and put me really behind at the moment, but I really don't have any more options in that regards, so it should be fine. I mean, we have to take it one moment at a time, right? At least we're gonna have a brook, and maybe we can strangle, like make something happen. However, he attacked for 777, and that's great. That's definitely what I wanted to see, and the field spell too. So now I do have like the removal capabilities that I need. Question is if I want to take this 7. I think that's okay. I have a couple of counters, but I don't want to counter out of the that attack. So I think this is just fine. And here I should be able to remove everything fairly easy. I get to play the Spasm too on top of that. Ooh, we get a Stussy. So I'm able to remove pretty much anything that he plays at this moment. So we're gonna have a good turn here. And he doesn't even defend the Gecko Moria, which is fine. I mean, he took that damage. Kind of. I mean, it's okay. I don't know what his hand consists of. Now that he didn't let me remove anything, I guess I'm just gonna play a Kaku for no value, and I'm gonna play the Kaku because if anything, next turn I'm gonna be playing the Sabo, and I want to discard the Rob Lucci, so I have it in the graveyard for Gecko Moria. So that's one of my possible options. Or I can play Gecko Moria. I mean, I can play Rob Lucci next turn, depending on what I need. So, like, I wanted to give myself more options there. So that's why I didn't play the Rob Lucci instead of the Kaku. He plays 2 cards here, 3 cards. Now I have too many 8 drops and 9 drops, and I don't think I'm gonna need that many to win the game. So I'm probably just gonna attack here, minus on one of these. It doesn't really matter. He combos out of that one, and that's fine. I'm just gonna attack for 7, see if he takes this one. Okay, he didn't. I mean, his deck, it seems to be all about spamming the board early, and then probably using something like Red Rock or the 7-drop spell, forgot the name, that you can bottom deck cards. Two of my cards. I think that's what the concept of his deck is. A little bit weak to the removal that I'm playing. If I were him, I would try to look of ways to close this game, and definitely the best ways to close the game right now at the moment is not attacking for base numbers. He's really just attacking for like 7s or 8s. I don't think you can have. I mean, this is a weak attack. I'm able to just combo out of this, and if I'm able to remove his board next turn, it's gonna be really difficult for him to come back. And he plays the Kaido as like the card, but Kaido doesn't seem like the correct card to play here, because now he knows that I have a Stussy, so he's just gonna lose his card for free, and I'm definitely just gonna be in control here. Now it's all about like how much of this punishment can he take, or what's he gonna do to be able to close the game. But I'm not gonna give him too much of a space to do so, right? Best thing that he can do is play like a 3 creatures again. But I do have the answer for that. In the sense of I have 2 Rob Lucci, so I can deal with pretty much anything that he deals. Like he puts on board. Or I can just play a Gecko Moria for like a Rebecca and get some cards back into my hand. Probably likely what I want to do. Depending on what like he does, of course. He goes for 9, and again, this attack, he probably should have attacked my leader, to be honest. Because, again, attacking my Kaku, just giving him a little bit of time, but time is not something that is on his favor when I have this much control over the board. So, yeah, definitely suffering here from the like the power of just these 8 drops that they just keep giving this deck, of course. Now I get a 2k counter, and we get a Kaku back. So, I mean, this is just great for me. I attack for 7 here. Whether he takes or he doesn't, it doesn't matter here. He's going to go to 1 now, or he's going to combo to this one. I don't think so. He's going to go to 1. And from this scenario, there is just not possible way that he can win. Best, I don't know, playing a Boa Hancock maybe, but it's not even that good. Stifling my turn for 1 turn, it just doesn't do enough. But maybe a Boa into dealing me damage, but I have a blocker now, so you also have to remove the blocker. Doesn't seem likely, to be honest. There's a lot of problems here. I think he needed to start last turn when he attacked my, instead of attacking the Kaku, he should have attacked my my leader. Put me at 1, and then from here maybe remove this blocker, put me to 0, and then see if you have a chance that way. Very difficult still, but I mean it's like the best chance that you could have had, because the game just ran out of hand when I was able to remove everything that he played. From here, I mean, this is, I don't see anything that he's doing that is gonna save him here. He's just gonna block. I'm still at 2 life, very in a very good spot. I think he's gonna play boa. Yeah, he's gonna play the boa. It stifled one of my guys and bottom deck another, but that's just not good enough. I'm gonna be able to not only remove the boa, and I could attempt to go for game. I don't know his life, so maybe he could have something to just stop me from going for game. So I'm not gonna attempt to do that this turn. I'm just gonna put myself in the best spot possible to win next turn, and that means that I'm gonna be playing Kaku and playing Rob Lucci, so I can remove his board once again, and I will be able to probably attack with both my creatures next turn. So even him comboing out of all of this, it doesn't really matter as long as I can remove his board. It's not much that he can really do. And then here Rob Lucci to just completely clean out the board, so there's no surprises that he can muster here. And just, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have 4 attackers next turn, and if he plays another boa, even if he plays removal into like 2 of my guys, I mean, he only has 3 cards in hand, 4 if he draws a card with boa. Very difficult to get out of this situation, so we're just going through the motions here right now. I think the crucial turn this one really was the turn where he didn't like when he attacked the Kaku instead of my life. I think that was when the game started to get out of hand for him. Here I can just take a damage because it doesn't matter. There is no way that he can out combo me here. I can attack for 9. I can attack for 8 or whatever the number is. Yeah, that's a GG, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, we're gonna go second against Yamato. Okay, we're gonna try the other way. Okay, I mean, we drew the field spell, which is very good. I'm definitely gonna take this first damage. Doesn't really matter to us. I think Yamato is more threatening when they're playing developing something and just poking for 5. That's when they're really good. I could play Rebecca, get back a Rob Lucci, but I don't think that plays good enough. I mean, it could be good enough because if he attacks for a big number here, kind of don't want to waste my hand, but he didn't. He wants to develop something, which is good for me. I mean, I had enough counter to combo out of pretty much anything, depending on what he did. And I can just balance that out with like some blockers and the likes. Like if he's not developing anything, it's also good for us, of course, because we are. And then we get to kill this Kikunojo for free with the Brook, and at the same time develop some blockers. So that's very good for us. And then we're gonna block. We get to play the Sabo. Probably don't need the Sabo. And one of the Tempest Kicks probably. It's a little bit too much. Even though they're gonna be active next turn, I still think they might be too much. We get a free block with the Sabo here, depending on what my opponent does. Or we're just gonna block completely with the Sabo. We're just gonna block with the Sabo, let it die. It's fine, we can buy it back. Not that big of an issue. Okay, so he's gonna be able to play something out of life. Something to think about. Yeah, use action, -1 on this one. We get to play the Brook from hand for free here. And then maybe develop the Rob Lucci without attacking, so I can develop more pressure. And again, we know the top card of his life is something that he can play for free, so we don't really want to play into it too much. I guess I could have KO it with the no, but I need the energy for that, so it wasn't that easy for me to actually destroy it. This is a really good combo though. Being able to search for this and that, and then heal on top of that. That's pretty good. That's really good. Like something that you can do on this deck, of course. Now, kind of still want to be able to remove both, which I should be able to remove both pretty easily. Now we know the next card is gonna be a Connor, so maybe I should have just not even attacked with that one, but I guess it's fine. Make it a -2, and we're a little bit committed here into doing this, but it's fine. We can just play a Tempest Kick here. I mean a Kaku, and we should still have enough counter here to, as long as that wasn't another trigger, it was gonna be fine. I think he gets to heal, which is bad, but it's fine overall. And then let's see what my opponent wants to do. I'm still at 3 life, healthy amount of cards in hand to combo of whatever attack he does, so he needs to get a hold of what he can do here. But he's gonna go attack by leader, so he's gonna go try to put me to 0, I assume. He's gonna put all the down on this one and put me to 0. And then after that, what's the best play that he can do? Probably play a Hody Jones. But I have enough 2k counters in my hand to where that's not gonna be an issue. So what I need to do is just deal with this guy. But I like to poke on this one because he doesn't want to take a damage here. And I don't want to trigger anything out of life more than anything here. That's the card that I don't want to deal with. And I also should have done it the other way around. I don't know why I attacked with the Brook first. I should have do -4. I'm a little bit rusty. I haven't played in a month actually. So I'm gonna be a little bit rusty, but yeah, the right procedure here would have been to use the field spell and then attack with the Brook. That wasn't that bad. That's fine. I still have enough to win next turn. I'm just gonna counter out of the. I'm gonna just drop the cards that don't have any counter here, and yeah, just let him go. Next turn I can play another Sabo if depending on what he does this turn. But yeah, he just goes for the Hody Jones. See if he can go for game. We know that that shouldn't be enough. Even if he does have a card that can pump the Hody Jones here, I still have enough to survive here. We had 16, so yeah, it didn't really matter. All right, well yeah, that was the deck. I performed very well, I guess. All right, and for the final thoughts on the rating on this deck, I will say this is definitely a 5-star leader. Has the potential to be one of the best decks, and also it just has all the best black cards that you can play at the moment. So definitely one deck that is gonna make a splash in the format for sure, and we're gonna have to wait and see like how it evolves into the next format, of course. But with that being said, remember, if you did like the video, leave a comment, leave a like. It does help. And yeah, I mean, I'll be posting not as regular as I was posting before, but I'll try to post as much as I can, as much as it doesn't just affect my life in the regular. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Have a good day.